this video, I'm going to go through the Remind app and showing you the different features and how to create your classes for the first time. You'll find that it's really simple to maneuver through this program. So from the desktop, you can go to remind.com. There's also the app that you download on your phone. Definitely the first time around when you're creating classes and getting everything all set up, I definitely suggest to use the web version of Remind. And then with the phone app, you are able, once your classes are set up, you are able to create announcements and send messages with the phone app as well. But definitely it's a lot easier to maneuver when you're using the web version of the app. So when you're in remind.com, you can simply log in. And when you log in, you can just log in with your Google account, selecting your school Google account. And because we are part of the school-wide Remind group already, when you log in, you are already going to be tied in to our school. So you'll see down in the bottom of your side menu here where it says schools and districts, it should say Aventura City of Excellence School. At the very top, you'll see the list of classes that you own and then the classes that you're joined. So it's very similar in a sense to Google Classroom, where you can see what your classes you're a teacher of or what classes you are a student of. So in order to create a class, very simply, you just come up here, click on Create Class, and then you'll go ahead and put in your class name, however you want to name it. This will be the class code that for people to be able to join. Our school is linked there, and then you can always choose whatever icon here that you want to include for your class. Once you have that, I can click on Create, and now that automatically creates my class for me. So within the people section of my class, there's different ways that you can add people into your class. By clicking on the blue Add People button, you'll find that you can either do things directly if you're going to, this mostly is for parents. You can upload, paste them directly from a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet if you had the parent name and the email already. Or you can do it by simply sharing this link out to parents and sending that so they can join that way. Or with these printable PDFs, where really all they need to do is they just have to text 81010 and put in the class code in their text message. So they'll text it to this number, put in this class code to the text message, and it's going to automatically link them to your class. It's going to bring them into your class. So it really depends on however it is that you find the easiest way to be able to share with your parents to have them join your Remind. Once you have figured that out, and once you have people within your Remind, in your settings, you can go ahead and customize your settings that this will appear if you want your class to appear in the search. So that means by default it is on, which means that it's searchable within the school, that these are the classes that you've created. If you want to require approval, so if someone comes to join in that class, when they text it, you still have to approve whoever is being added. And then participant messaging is if you want to allow participants to be able to message each other, or if they can only message you. As a preference, I like to keep this off. That way, parents can send a message to you, but they can't reply to each other. For that, they can do that on outside groups. But for this Remind group, I like to keep it strictly that if you as a teacher are sending out messages to parents, want to make sure that they receive it. If they need to communicate with you, they can, but it really shouldn't be a place where they're communicating with each other for what you want to use it for. This, you can actually add other class owners. So if you want to add other teachers to be able to administer your Remind class as well, you are able to do that. And then you would be, this is where you can archive and remove your class when you're done with your class. In the messages section is where you're actually going to then be able to send messages to your class. So you can either send announcements, where you would then, it will be announced to the whole entire class, or you are able to send messages specifically to people in your class. So there's group conversations that you can make. And so you can select certain people that you want to make group conversations. This might be ideal if you want to create a conversation, you're sending things out, but you want to send things out in a different language, because it does have the ability, Remind does give you the ability to translate your messages to different languages. So if you want to create a group that you know that everyone in that group will receive your message in Spanish, then you can have that be your Spanish group, or everyone in that group is going to receive their message in Portuguese, and so forth. You can create groups that way to have that already built, so that when you create your message, you can just copy that message, and then when you send it to this group, you paste it and just click on translate, which I'll show you in a little bit, and then you'll be able to do that. From here, you can also select multiple classes to send messages to if you're sending the same message to more than one class. And you can also bring down to select if you're sending it to specific groups, if you're sending it just to the parents, or if you have other teachers in your class, then you'll be able to do that as well. Once you select who you want to send it to, so let's just say that I'm just going to send this out to everyone here, and I click on continue, then this is where I can go ahead and type my message, whatever it might be. And you see right here, it gives me the translate option. So when I click on that, I can select from all of these different all of this different list of languages to where I want to translate it from. So if I had that Spanish group, then I would click on that Spanish group. When I come here, I could just paste whatever my original message is and click on translate and have it down here. You also have the ability to drag and drop things from your Google Classroom or your Google Drive. So if you actually want to bring in things that you have put into your Google Classroom, so assignments that you have created, I can go ahead and click in that assignment. And so it's going to link them to that drive as well, to that Google Classroom. Or if I want to bring in files specifically from my Google Drive, that I want to include a doc from my Google Drive, then I can do that and put it here. Once I have everything, I can either schedule my message to go out on a later date and time, or I can go ahead and send out my message right away. On your main page, this is where your messages will populate, so you'll be able to see the history of the different messages and conversations that you have had. If you want to send just a quick announcement to the whole entire class and you're not selecting different groups like we did here, you can just select a quick announcement by just completing your message here in the box, and then being able to send it out that way. So it's just different ways that you can send out your message. This is if you want to send it here, or you can just click here and it's automatically going to take you to the message box. But if you want to create conversations or you're going to message specific people, then make sure you click on send a message, because that's where you can then customize it if you want to send it to specific people. Under files is where if you share anything to files to your class, then they're going to show up here. They're going to populate here whenever you share files. From your main settings here is actually where when you go into account settings, you can set up your app integrations. So I have already gone in to connect my Classroom and my Drive. So these are the available apps that you can connect to your account. So from your main account, I can connect this already. Once it's connected, then I know I have access to this whenever I create a message. I know from my Google Classroom and my Google Drive, I can do that. Your profile is if you ever need to change your name or adjust your profile picture, and that's how you could do all of that. So basically, that's a really simple overview of Remind. You'll see it's really simple to use, and you'll be able to send a lot of different files, and you'll be able to communicate with your parents in this way as well, to be able to send them messages. Since you are part of the school Remind, then this is something that your administrators do have access to all of the classes within the school. So they are able to come in as well and be able to send messages and monitor whatever is happening in all teachers Remind classes that are linked to our school. So I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.